मैं सॉरी क्वेश्चन भूल गया.
I haven't thought about it.
Okay.
मैं बहुत शर्मीली हूँ. मुझे पता नहीं था मैं इतनी सुंदर हूँ.
कितना सुपर कॉम्प्लीमेंट है ना.
I work with. मुझे यही रिएक्शन चाहिए था. ये देखिए. मेरे में ये टैलेंट बहुत यूनिक है. मैं सारे 3-4 सवाल के जवाब एक ही में दे देती हूँ. While Uri the same year gave a stupendous success and my husband to me. But I think your work, as I said, is your best PR, is the best expression of who you are and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind.
Yeah.
Now, it's a very big word. Please don't make this as a headline. I don't have any legacy right now.
The thing is now the labels and everything and all that वो बाहर होता है because in the industry where you're working, people respect you for who you are.
The saturation of content can happen, but saturation of good content will never happen.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Aditi and you're watching me on News 18 Showsha. Today I have a bundle of beautiful people joining me ahead of the release of their very highly anticipated Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga. So Yami, Sunny and Ajay, a huge welcome to News 18 and we are so happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much.
I had a ride watching the trailer. It looks very intriguing and something which looks very out of the box and fresh. I want to know from Yami and Sunny first, how has the ride been and what were your biggest takeaways from the same?
Takeaway and all, I don't take it so seriously. It's my job that I'm very, very attached to till the time I'm working on the film, and I know I've given my best from the entire process from start, which means the day the script is handed to me, and that is the day my work begins, till the end, till the time we don't finish the dubbing. It's all mine. उसके बाद मैं ज़्यादा नहीं सोचती हूँ मैं takeaway. The biggest takeaway for any film that I do, did it allow me or help me grow as an actor or not? That's the most important thing. बाकी सब कुछ हमारे हाथ में नहीं है. But और खुद का सच हमेशा आपको पता होता है. That is, also that is a role which helped me grow as an actor. Nurture my skill as an actor. That's it. And it did. Show did that to me. As much as the title sounds very, it's dedicated to Amar Kaushik. It is from Amar.
Yeah.
But the role, the character of the film, definitely when I look back, I know I can say, and because of course I performed that character, that again it allowed me to do something different. It allowed me to explore something different. It allowed me to, again, to learn and unlearn, that kind of process and just do the best thing that I felt I could do justice to the character. And of course work with a brilliant director. I love the energy which this is Ajay's first Hindi film. He's worked in Marathi cinema before. And I think on set, the biggest challenge for, if I may take the liberty of saying this, for any director, more than anything becomes management. How do you manage the set? How do you manage your actors? In the middle of all the chaos, are you with your characters, with your actors or not? There could be 200 people could be shooting on the road and gazillion things, light ja rahi hai, light aa rahi hai, ye ho raha hai, wo ho raha hai. But he is just concerned with the characters, with just asking, mere actors frame mein kaise perform kar rahe hain. That's it. So I really enjoyed that. For me, it's not about how many pranks did you play on set or how many jokes did you crack. This is fun for me. When you're collaborating, you're a part of a team. Of course, I've worked with Mad Dog before. Thankful to Dino for all the characters he's given me, to Amar. And with Ajay, that there's a good energy on set. With Sunny, of course, it's the first time we worked together. So easy to work with. Everyone's just... And it's never about मेरा character, मेरी performance. भाई हमारी film कैसे आ रही है? हमारा frame में कैसे आ रहा है? ये सिर्फ मीडिया में बातें, वो भी क्योंकि लिखते हैं आप सब, तो ऐसा कि so and so stole the show, so and so did that, मतलब वो सब शब्दों की बात है. But in real life, when we are working, at least the kind of actors or directors I've worked with, at least recently, or any good one, any good character, actor, they're always concerned about the overall film kaise aa rahi hai, and that's it, aur kuch nahi hai. I know I went a little long. I've answered 3 of your questions, I know, but that was on purpose, so I can take a longer break.
No, I have many different things to ask. What about you, Sunny?
Sorry, question भूल गया.
What was your takeaway?
What was my takeaway? Yes.
What was the ride?
First of all, it was a very fresh experience for me because I actually, before I got the narration or read the script, I did not think that I can do something like this. So जब हम बोलते हैं ना कि it scared me, it literally scared me because I went home. I said yes. I went home, and then I said to myself, but तू कर लेगा ये? Like, you know, it's one of those films, and so that kind of excited me a lot. So like she said, you know, that was the same answer that was in my head also. The biggest takeaway would be whether it makes you grow as an actor or no, you know, whatever film you do, and if it does, then that's a win-win situation. Baki film chalna nahi chalna is audience ke haath mein hai, that's not enough. But as whether it personally lets you grow as an actor, as a human being, is my biggest takeaway.
You know, Ajay, ever since the film was announced, the hijack heist thing was the talk of the town. So how did the idea came up, and did you always have Yami and Sunny in mind when it came to the scripting and writing and directing it?
You know, Siraj Ahmed had written the first draft of it, and then Amar came on board and he also developed it together. Had done the whole film, but and I was involved because I and Amar keep sharing our scripts with each other from way back 10 years back basically. But when this was announced, when Amar came to me with the script, we knew it's gonna be Yami basically. So that we were pretty much sure from the very start, because Amar had done Bala with her and he was pretty sure ki Yami is gonna pull that off, and what a job she has done we'll all see. So Yami was there all the while basically.
Okay.
That is so sweet. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Amar.
She's amazing, man.
Thank you, Dean.
Hana, I love watching her on screen. So yeah. So you know, there have been many in-flight hijack movies earlier also made. So what makes Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga different?
For that you'll have to watch the film. Talk about it.
ये देखने के लिए
Fantastic.
ये जानने के लिए देखिए.
Because it's gonna
Show
go
me
out,
smart.
there are gonna be spoilers in that if I talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most honest, I think, answer.
Yeah, that is the only answer actually, without giving spoilers. Because if we tell you how it is different from others, then that is the whole film. That's the spoiler.
हाँ,
Actually.
वो बात भी है.
But we can tell you that it is different.
It is very different.
It is very different. It has to be different.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's no point making, you know, a film. And audience is so receptive. Audience is so today while there's no dearth of content or films and a gazillion things to keep them to watch them, but are they engaging with that content? Are they engaging with the film? Are they invested in that film? Are they just skipping, or are they just on the phone and just watching a film? So for that, we will need to be on the toes, and hopefully, I think
Audience will also be on that.
so
I will be on my toes because I love the
No,
trailer.
you can sit and watch. Be on the edge of your seat.
and we're calling it it's your popcorn film with popcorn and अच्छे से पूरा माहौल बना के.
You know, I love the kind of energy you bring in every film that you star in. And when I saw the file photos of Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga, every frame looked so real. I mean, the kind of acting that you've pulled off. But I have to ask you this. Does your looks often overshadow the fact that you're actually a very hardworking and talented actress?
I haven't thought about it.
Okay.
मैं बहुत शर्मीली हूँ. मुझे पता नहीं था मैं इतनी सुंदर हूँ.
कितना superb compliment है ना, कितना.
I think, Aditi, we're living in an age, at least the kind of headspace that I'm in. Again, as I said, there are a lot of things which are perceived, and I think I've left that behind long back. If you actually look back at my filmography, I know everyone is saying, okay, you know, now the kind of films you're doing, it's great. Again, something that I've read, forced to reckon with. You know, सुन के अच्छा लगता है, but अगर आप पीछे मुड़कर देखें, मेरी पहली फिल्म विकी डोनर थी. उस फिल्म में कहाँ कोई हाई स्पीड कोई गाने थे या ऐसा कुछ, you know, it was not a conventional launch. It was not a launch film. It was a film. It was cinema, which had a very different topic, something so really substantial, something relevant, but it was entertaining. It was as commercial as it can be. So without, in a very unspoken way, I thought express, this is the kind of cinema I want to, I love, you know, which has me perform something, which has something substantial for me. It has substance, a role of substance जिसको बोलते हैं. तो मैंने तो शुरुआत तो वैसे ही की थी. उसके बाद, and of course, हर एक की जर्नी होती है और आपको वो जर्नी खुद ही पार करनी ही है. There will be highs, there will be lows. या तो आपको सक्सेस पहली फिल्म से मिल जाएगा या आपकी पहली सक्सेसफुल फिल्म काफ़ी बाद आएगी, पर बीच में अगर पहली फिल्म सक्सेसफुल है वो टाइम आएगा ही आएगा जहाँ पर यू विल नीड टू रेट्रोस्पेक्ट एंड जिसको बोलते हैं लोज एंड वर देयर एनी डिसअपॉइंटमेंट्स, ऑफ कोर्स, एंड देयर स्टिल विल बी. उसके बस फॉर्म बदल जाएंगे, पर ये जगह ही ऐसी है, ये फील्ड ही ऐसी है जहाँ पर कभी कुछ फुल स्टॉप नहीं है. तो talking about the current times, I'm in that headspace where I don't think about it at all, and it is not my job at all. I'm this person, and my job is to convince you that whatever character I play, I am that character for those 2 hours.
Enough.
That's it. How I'm looking, I need to look. It's not about good or bad. I need to look appropriate with my
for the character. Yeah.
That's important. अगर Thursday में अगर वो एक ही look है, वो consistently एक ही होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं कि हर take में मैं टोंग करके आ रही हूँ, you know, that's, और an air hostess of जैसे जो look है, then has to be appropriate जो भी you know character है. So it's characters. You're watching characters. You're not watching. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of a lot of actors like Sunny, such a good-looking boy. But I don't think I work with him. मुझे यही reaction चाहिए था. ये देखिए, isn't he right?
Yeah, he
but
is.
I never saw him being concerned or conscious of his vanity. Vanity on set, you know, film set, Ajay sir, it's all about how appropriate you're looking. अगर मुझे अच्छा उस scene में अगर मुझे अच्छा दिखना है कि हाँ यार आप बहुत अच्छे, उसमें लिखा हुआ script में she's looking beautiful and she's looking, then I'll make sure that it's our job. उसके पीछे costume है, hair है, makeup है, cameraman है, lighting है, but I have to leave behind कि अच्छा मैं खाते हुए कैसी लग रही हूँ, मैं अगर मैं खा रही हूँ तो मेरा दांत में कुछ फंस गया है, ये वाला नहीं सेट, वो इंटरव्यूज में कौन सी लेफ्ट या राइट प्रोफाइल, सेट पे ऑन फिल्म सेट नेवर कॉन्शियस ऑफ these things. मेरे में ये टैलेंट बहुत यूनिक है, मैं सारे 3-4 सवाल के जवाब एक ही में दे देती हूँ.
You know, my next question was about that, and you answered that also, because in the last...
Arey, you did, yeah. You really
Adisa, are you proud of me or not?
Yes.
Because, you know, in the last couple of years, especially with Dasvi, Lost, Thursday, then there was Bhoot Police, you've portrayed a wide range of female characters. And, you know, has that actually been a conscious decision for you to not repeat yourself or get stereotyped?
क्योंकि ये सब कुछ देखा है लाइफ में. As I said, वो I've answered this already. वो stereotype होना, वो सब होता है. और I'm sure मेरे साथ ही नहीं, सबके साथ होता है. सबके साथ होता है. Correct? And I mean, but as I said, वो journey है. आप जितना अवेयर होते जाएंगे, जितना क्लैरिटी आप में आएगी कि आप क्या चाहते हैं, आप किस तरह की फिल्में करना चाहते हैं, आप खुद को क्या करते हुए देखना चाहते हैं. You put it out there and then you start looking for those scripts, which is why I consider Bala as a resurrection point for me in my career. While Uri the same year gave a stupendous success and my husband to me.
I love it.
But Bala with Amar, Dinu, Niren, his writing, it just gave me something which no one had expected out of me. And I'm so thankful to them for making this happen. And वहाँ से शायद एक again interviews में तो आप बहुत आप बातें कर सकते हैं. आप आज के टाइम में PR है, सबको it's accessible to everyone. But I think your work, as I said, is your best PR, is the best expression of who you are and what kind of legacy you want to leave behind. Now, it's a very big word. Please don't make this as a headline. I don't have any legacy right now. Far away from that. But हाँ, मतलब अच्छे रोल्स करने, अच्छे कैरेक्टर्स करने, सिनेमा क्रिएट करना और हर तरीके की फिल्में करनी चाहिए. इसमें चोर निकल के भागा भी है और भी, मतलब आई डोंट वांट टू जस्ट कि अच्छा आप एक ही तरह के रोल करते हैं या आप इंटेंस ही हैं. जहाँ आपको लगेगा विल break and again do something different. But I just hope more and more such writing comes.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And that's it.
You know, Sunny, in Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga, what was the toughest part in exploring your character? And are you the chor? I think so, right?
बता दो Sunny, बता दो.
सर ये सवाल ऐसे कर रहे हैं, मुझे मन कर रहा है बताने का, मैं क्या करूं. नहीं यार, the thing is that it's a very interesting question.
Okay.
It is an amazingly interesting question, but we can talk about it only after the film comes out. So if we do an interview after the film,
okay,
I'll be able to talk in depth
about it. But the thing is ना OTT में मतलब कोई लिमिट नहीं है. अभी भी लोग देखते हैं, देखते हैं, देखते हैं. अभी तो पर जब एक बार आ गया तो फिर तो सब कुछ बाहर ही निकल जाएगा. But it's a very interesting question. I really want to answer it, but I can't. Yeah, but Sunny, you know, I've seen it with some of my films. They were so good, the audience. They were so sweet. But of course, there are always exceptions. They didn't put out anything.
I just hope people don't put out spoilers, at least for the
They
first
didn't put
week.
out anything. Like a Thursday, no one put out anything.
I hope
I
that
hope-
the
I
same
hope.
thing
But
happens.
it's just
with-
that it's a very, it's for me, the character scared me
Okay.
when I read it. For me, the film scared me, so that was a very new thing. It's like entering new waters.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Because after Shiddat, like we were talking about typed and typecast and everything, so a lot of love stories and chocolate boy
Yeah.
and this and that was happening. And then this film came along, which is a thriller and a very, very interesting one at that. So kind of breaking the mold, and that's very interesting.
You know, you have been around in the industry for a long time now, but it was, I'm being very honest, because that is when I knew about you, but it was after Shiddat and Milli that sort of gave you a lot of visibility and recognition that
Yeah.
way. So how did you manage to stay patient all this while, and what has your journey been in enhancing your body of work and stardom?
I mean, it's very difficult to put it in words, because over the years you live one day at a time,
Yeah.
right? So to quantify that in 4 lines is a bit weird
Yeah.
and difficult to for me to look back. But yeah, like I said, I just lived one day at a time, and I don't bother about how the film is going to be once it comes out. We just hope that everybody likes it. And people like you, and people like the film, and you know, the performances and everything, and everything is hunky-dory and works in your favor. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. You have to keep
Yeah.
working, you know, you have to keep moving forward. So that's what I did. It's very simple. I was fortunate Shiddat came along and people recognized, and then like you said,
Milli
Milli is
happened.
also one very good film. So yeah, so I hope people keep liking my films,
Definitely.
yeah. But it's been a very, very
Yeah.
fruitful journey. Like I don't have any regrets, or I don't have anything ke, you know, like you said, कि I've been since a very long time. जितना time भी लगे, सबकी किस्मत होती है यार, अपनी अपनी. So it's that.
But again, at the same time, has it been challenging for you to stand out and not let other labels define you that way?
नहीं यार, not at all. Because you know what the thing is now, the labels and everything and all that, वो बाहर होता है. Because in the industry where you're working, people respect you for who you are.
Yeah.
And people will give me work, and people respect me for the kind of work that I do, and my talent, individual talent, and how I am as a person. Labels don't define you inside. So which is why I don't worry about all those things.
Okay.
You know, so
That's
वो
a
अपने
very
आप से-
good way of looking at
Yeah, man.
things, actually. You know, Ajay, with so many OTT platforms coming up and shows coming up, do you think there's also a saturation of content at the moment? And again, at the same time, as a director, is it challenging for you to make your own show stand out from the rest?
See, the saturation of content can happen, but saturation of good content will never happen.
Yeah.
If you're making something good, because there is always space at the top. If you're making
Exactly.
something good, people will watch it. And as a maker, you always have that in mind, ki whatever you make stands out, basically. That's what keeps you motivated. So I am also in the same line, basically. Whatever I make should stand out, and people should watch it and know ki this is coming from so and so guy.
So, what are the kind of content that you are keen on directing and be part of?
This Chor Nikal Ke Bhaga is exactly the sort of films which I want to work and want to make, basically. It's excitement at its core with a good emotional quotient. That is what that's the sort of cinema which I like to watch, and that is what I want to make. Because when I first read the Chor ka script, I didn't know ये बनेगी कैसे, but I knew one thing कि इसको बनाने में मजा आएगा, and that's what motivates me, and that's what made me to select this script, basically.
You know what he said? Actually, that is the highlight of the interview if you listen carefully.
Yeah.
That there's never a saturation point for good content.
Exactly.
And if you are confident of what you've created, you will be on the top.
True.
So we have to, but for that we have to strive for it. We have to have the
Exactly.
intention for it.
Yeah.
So what he said is actually not just for OTT,
but for anything.
anything.
Yeah. I have one last question to ask you. You know, I was reading this interview of yours. I think it was.
मुझे पता नहीं क्यों लग रहा था ऐसे कुछ होने वाला है, पर मैंने सब कुछ बोल दिया है.
No, I have very nice. Yeah. So, you know, I was reading this interview of yours where you shared that back when you were 15-year-old, you had a poetry recital and you fumbled on stage and you were so scared that you're not going to do something like that ever again. So now that you have reached here, is there anything you want to say to that 15-year-old kid who fumbled on stage?
I love you. That's it. Yeah, I love that 15-year-old me, and I think the 15-year-old me was very emotional. I still am. Was very sensitive. I still am, but I think that was a very sensitive part of me. I was a very obedient girl, not someone who was used to or grew up with a desire to be center of attention or to be ever in front of camera or be on the forefront, which was the whole idea of sharing that story. I used to be very nervous about public speaking, or very good at studies, but very nervous when it came to expressing myself with or to people whom I don't know. And but it's life. This is life. You never know what it has in store for you, and you have to allow it to go with the flow. But then also deep down, I knew this is something I really enjoyed. I enjoyed films. I loved watching films. I loved dancing. I loved everything. But दरवाजा बंद करके किसी को देखना नहीं चाहिए. Not even my mom. I would feel so embarrassed. Okay. So I never thought that this is something which I would do. So you never know about life. Just give it. Just I think sometimes that the best thing is to just be like water. Just flow. Go with the flow. And yeah. But yeah, it can also surprise you with things which, because coming from a small town, it's very protective environment. You know, you're very vulnerable, and this is a place where it's huge. It's big. It's full of surprises and shocks at every nook and corner. So वक्त लगता है, time लगता है समझने के लिए. For you, for any field, you take 10 साल सुनने में बहुत बड़ा लगता है, but actually इतना वक्त लग जाता है to understand a place wherever you know what you want to do and to get better and better and better. And I think we are very fortunate that we are working right now at this time where the industry is standing, where as Ajay rightly pointed, it's really about your work. While no one is sitting idle at home, सबके पास काम है. But आप कैसे, how do you break from the clutter? It's only if you're brilliant. So but coming back to the 15-year-old me, I get very emotional because I think that was the best time of my life. I'm really enjoying this, but even that was great. And at that moment you feel नहीं यार मुझे जल्दी बड़े होना है, मुझे स्कूल से निकलना है, मुझे कॉलेज देखना है. नहीं भाई, 15-year-old Yami, that was the best time you had in life. Anything to go back to that time.
Such a lovely answer. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this with me. I had a great time chatting with you. I'm so excited to watch the film, and I'm really looking forward to see more of your work. Sunny, I love what you do on screen.
Thank you.
Please keep doing more movies. And Yami, you are a star. So, yeah.
We all are.
You are stars.
No, thank you so much, Aditi. This was lovely. The last question was so sweet.
Thank you.